kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Welcome, everybody, into Sim Racing Media tonight. The drivers of the ECR NextGen League take on the Lady in Black for the Southern Alliance 185. Joining me in the booth tonight is going to be Alan. Alan, man, how's it going?
Hey, look, man, you know, it's Darlington. It's going to be hot, and it's going to be slick. But here's the thing. These guys are getting ready to go to war with this racetrack. Not so much with each other, but with the racetrack. And here's the other thing, too, Mike. We're getting a new winner tonight. Last year's winner, Tammy McDonald, not in the field. But here we are at Darlington, the Lady in Black, and it's going to be a slobber knocker.
Yeah, it definitely is. These guys put on a show last week as well when they went to the old Atlanta. We thought it was going to be a tire battle, but it was not. It turned into a fuel strategy race that Colin Bollinger came out on the right side of, had a penalty, couldn't qualify, started at the back of the field, and wound up crossing the line in first. Adam Boughton finished second. Stan Carnathan, the pole setter last week, came home in P3. So we'll see if tires are going to be an issue tonight or if it's going to come down to fuel strategy once again. But the Lady in Black never disappoints. It's always a good show when you're here at Darlington.
Yeah, I mean, look, here at Darlington, you have to find the edge and then slightly step over it, but not too much. And you got to be willing to run that wall. You know, these cars have got extra padding in them. Get up on that wall. Let's bang those boards, because that track is a lot wider than it looks.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing Dwayne Furtick finish his second lap, a 29.36. Pete Walsh also out there with a 29.60. Pole setter, though, as of this moment, looks like we have a couple left that, one left that could qualify. Pole setter right now is Stan Carnathan. Going to go back-to-back on the poles. So we'll see what he can do starting in P1 when they wrap up qualifying. They got a couple minutes left here. But as you said, looking back at last year's race was a great race. 3 cautions for basically minimal laps. It was 12 laps, but there was 5 lead changes. Tay McDonald led 72 laps. But the man I want to talk about is going to be Tyler Burton. He had an issue. I don't know if it was a computer issue or what have you, but he led 41 laps, but wound up finishing down the board. So we'll see if he can come back and lead here once again. John Osborne also had a pretty strong showing as he finished P2 last year as well.
Absolutely, you're correct on that one. And, you know, taking a look at that weather, it's going to be 66 degrees in the air with a 45% relative humidity and a clear sky and a 2-mile-an-hour wind. But that number right there, that track temperature, it's 86, and it's only going to get hotter. As these guys, you know, usually qualify in the morning time, and then they go racing in the evening. We've got about a minute left. So far, Stan Carnathan, like you said, is the pole sitter. And he's only got, 40 seconds, and then, well, he's going to be the official pole sitter tonight.
Looks like Gary Nash is also sitting on pit road. Not going anywhere at the moment. Then Boutwell, looks like he had a problem. Boutwell tried 2 laps, just couldn't quite get a clean one. That is one thing that Darlington does do in qualifying. If you hit that wall, that is going to invalidate your lap, and you won't get scored for that qualifying effort.
Yeah, this track, it's really about hitting your marks. This is a technical, this very technical racetrack, and some guys will shift, some guys won't. If you are very, very intimidated by this racetrack, you might as well not even get on it, because then you'll become a rolling roadblock. I know from experience.
It is one of the more unique tracks as it is kind of has that egg-shaped oval. Turns 3 and 4 are a little bit tighter than 1 and 2, so look for 1 and 2 to be a little bit quicker out on track as they are done qualifying. We are turning it tonight. We'll see what these drivers can do with the temperatures cooling down just a little bit. Bring up the grid as these guys are getting into their cars. We're going to have Stan Carnathan on the pole once again. Tristan Bailey just to his outside. Kane Lee and John Osborne make up row number 2. Row number 3 is Tyler Burton and Kyle Diaz. Aaron Miller and Andrew Chapman make up row number 4. Row 5, Jonathan Cogswell and Adam Boughton. Row number 6, Doug Denise and Michael Carter. Got Jeff Dillon and Dwayne Furtick in row number 7. Row 8, Anthony Ludi and Aaron Spear. Christopher Roth and Bradley Rivers make up row number 8. or row number 9, row number 10 is going to be Pete Walsh and Justin Hendry, Ryan McCall, and Rob Mooney, 21st, 22nd. Row number 12, Kent Mueller and Gary Nash are going to round out the drivers that were able to qualify tonight. We've got Colin Bollinger, Sam Batwell, Robert Roth, and Marshall Harris going to start shotgun on the field. Looks like Robert Roth and Marshall Harris have not got into their cars just yet, so they may or may not join us tonight.
Yeah, before we get going though, Mike, here's something I want to point out to you. So far, this is round 5. 4 different winners here tonight. So 4 different winners coming into tonight. Will either Adam Bowden, Sam Boutwell, Dwayne Turdick, or Colin Bollinger, will they go back to back and make it 2 in a row?
It's going to have to come down to strategy, especially if you're starting in the back of the field. Colin Bollinger got a penalty a couple weeks ago and now is kind of having to deal with it as he's not allowed to qualify yet. So they will he'll start at the back of the field, have to work his way through or play a little pit strategy to get that track position. Darlington always seems to me to be a track that you want that track position. And if you can get up front, it tends to basically allow you to stay up there and just kind of drive away from the field a little bit.
Yeah, so looking back a little bit further and just doing some research here, Darlington didn't show up on the schedule until last year. So, Tay McDonald did win last year's race at Darlington. Who's going to win? Who's going to win it this year? We don't know.
Yeah, get in for a ride here as the pace car takes that left-hand turn. Our Nathan Bailey on the front row getting ready to turn those engines loose in the Southern Alliance 185 from Darlington, and we are green flag racing.
So far, Dan Carnathan and Tristan Bailey are neck and neck. Give lap 1 to Stan Carnathan.
Yeah, got a nice little drive into the corner there. Looks like Tristan Bailey is trying to he's going to try and go to the inside, just can't quite get it there. As you're going to want to watch coming off of turn number 4 if those guys can maintain their lanes and not get that Darlington stripe that tends to happen when you're coming out of the corner there.
Yeah, so this is one of those tracks. This is one of those tracks where I like to say they're going to run the proverbial cushion. But right now, so you got Kane Lee. He's up there in that number 48 Chevrolet. Oddly enough, these aren't Camaros anymore. They're Chevrolets. Weird, but nonetheless, Dan Carnathan, he said, I think I'll go ahead and set fast time with a 29.13.
Yeah, they are going for that fastest time. They do get bonus points for that. Looks like Tristan Bailey's bouncing off the wall a little bit. I don't know if maybe he took his hand off the wheel, had to do some adjustments there, but definitely collected that outside wall just a little bit. Stan Carnathan into the wall as well. In talking about the wall, there is no wall riding. We kind of had a little deal with that, and they adjusted the rules, so just like NASCAR, no excessive wall riding. You can touch it, but you can't use it to gain an advantage here.
So if you notice, Dan Carnathan, he's kind of hugging the bottom. Now, as this race goes on and this run goes on, you're going to see these guys make a diamond out of the corner where they double apex the corner. So they might go in high, come up, drift up the racetrack, or come in low, drift up the racetrack to the high side, and then exit on the low side and then float it out to the wall.
Yeah, you can just see how close they're getting to the outside wall here when they come out of turn number 4.
There it is, right there. Now, what the drivers also got to be mindful about too, Mike, is that wall shoots out on the corners.
Yeah, it's
Right
got that
there.
just that little bit of indentation there as it comes into the track surface. We're back looking at Cogswell here. He's lost a few positions early. Man on the move, though, from what I am seeing back here in the back, is going to be Justin Hendry. He's up 5 spots already. That's that 85 Chevy going in the right direction here.
Well, you don't want it going in the wrong direction, I can tell you that. Taking a look at next week's schedule. Next week they're going to load everything up on a ocean liner and take it all to Japan next Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday night. It is Motegi.
Yes. Only a 1 week stay over there, so you can go ahead and have your roast sushi while you're watching the race. But meanwhile, the driver right now who would love to be already over there, and some of these drivers in the back, like Kent Mueller, Rob Mooney, Sam Boutway, your Daytona winner, riding back there in that 22nd position.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Boutwell said that this was not one of his favorite tracks, but he's still out there making pretty good showing here, up 4 spots from where he started. Bollinger, after starting at the back end of the field, has that Dr. Pepper machine up 4 spots, running 21st, just outside that top 20. Christopher Roth, who is in front of him, is looking for a better showing than he's had the last couple weeks as he's into the wall there. Almost came down in front of Bollinger. Got that 62 Ford back under him, and he is continuing on here. It looks like Pete Walsh, no, behind Pete Walsh, Rob Mooney caught the wall there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So last year the pole sitter was Tyler Burden, and right now this year he's running 7th.
Everybody kind of single filed out. As I said, that track position is going to be key here tonight. If you can get out in front, I don't know what it is about Darlington, but it always seems that, especially in these night races, it's harder to pass than you would think it would be.
I think a lot of drivers get a false sense of comfort whenever they race here, but I tell you what, I am a huge fan of night racing. I will tell you that.
Yeah, just don't turn off the lights at Talladega.
Oh, I remember that.
Dan Carnathan still leading this race, but Kane Lee is getting closer. Almost overdrove the corner just a little bit. It's going to allow Dan Carnathan to get a little bit further in front here, but Kane Lee's not going away. He's right on the bumper.
That beautiful number 48 car of Kane Lee. I bet he's a Jimmy Johnson fan. Well, no, he's got Stanley on the car. Maybe he's Carl Edwards fan. I don't know. But nonetheless, we're 15 laps into the 136 laps of the race. 14 laps are in the history book. Dan Carnathan continues to lead over Kane Lee and Tristan Bailey, continuing to show why he is the pole sitter tonight. He's got the fastest car on the, to take time this night. Adam Boughton up 3 spots, started 10th, and here he is, sporting the prime colors tonight on that number 94 Toyota. If I tell you what, speaking of some of these drivers, tomorrow night on the Icon Cup Series, you will get a chance to see some of these drivers do battle. And I tell you what, that has been a fun series to watch. You can watch last year's ECR champion, Kay McDonald and Travis Gilbert do battle over there also. I gotta tell you what, I watched the race last week. You know, with the Icon guys. And boy, it was a blast.
Looking back through the field, Bollinger's up 5 spots, running P20 now. Sam Batwell is up into 21st, also +5. Justin Hendry up 5 as well, running P15 right now.
Yeah, and here's the thing, you know, these guys are pretty single filed out. They're gonna play leapfrog all night. You know, they're 18 laps and they know they don't have to do anything egregious right now. And, you know, really what it's going to come down to is having great pit stops all night long, being smooth on the racetrack, and not do anything crazy or stupid to put yourself in a bad position.
Yeah, looking at the drivers now up inside that top 3. Tristan Bailey was able to get by Kane Lee. Looks like Kane Lee might have overdrove that number 48 Chevy as he is falling back now. And Darlington tends to do that. You use up your tires and you're going to go backwards in a hurry. Tristan Bailey now up to P2. John Osborne was able to get by the 48 as well. It looks like Aaron Miller might be trying to close in to get a spot back as well.
Well, and here's the thing about Darlington also, Mike, is, you know, you can only stave off these guys so long. Now, you're going to really see the guys who struggle here, but you're also going to see the guys who excel at these races. And, you know, like I said, Tyler Burton last year won the pole here. So I expect him to be a front runner. Dan Carnation showing why he's on the pole. John Osborne also ran really well in that race last year. And here comes Tyler Burton going underneath that tank car of Aaron Miller, looking to the inside, door bumper not so clear. And, you know, this track, they say you have to race the racetrack. That's 100% true, Mike. But also, this track produces a lot of great finishes.
Yeah, it definitely does. It looks like Dwayne Furtick is off the pace there as he allowed the 40 machine to go by.
Sirius XM number 40 of Doug D. Nice is closing in on the 52 car of Jeff Dillon, who's up 2 spots from where he started at. Doug D. Nice is down 1.
Like we have a few different groups kind of battling here as looking back at Burden and Miller. Miller down on the bottom. Looks like they were racing pretty hard down that backstretch. It looks like Burden's going to get by, but Aaron Miller did not want to give up that position. We got 3 wide back here. Looks like Cogswell, Kyle Diaz, and Andrew Chapman.
You can't really make out that third car. Here we go. They're getting a little too racy here on lap 24. Some of these guys are racing back there trying to be like John Cena. You can't see me. But we can. I had to throw that.
Looking at lap times of the leader as it looks like Stan Carnathan got into that outside wall just a bit there. They have fallen almost 0.8 of a second off their fastest lap of the night, 25 laps in.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be hitting that outside wall too much. As right now, John Osborne's closing in on Tristan Bailey and Stan Carnathan. But these 3 are actually pulling away from Tyler Burton.
So there is a over 2-second gap back to Tyler Burton. And Burton has a almost 0.6 of a second back to Kane Lee and Aaron Miller. And Kane Lee is continuing to fall down the standings here. And behind them, you've got Kyle Diaz, Adam Boughton, Andrew Chapman, and Cogswell all battling here. 4 cars under a blanket.
You know, I feel like for all the ladies that watch these races, I feel like that Adam Boughton is spending his time with the Amazon Prime. And, you know, maybe someone's wife or girlfriend out there forgot what they ordered from Amazon. I think I'm gonna mail my Amazon vest to Adams. That way when he drives the Amazon car, he'll wear the vest.
Looks like Chapman almost got into that outside wall. And Rapid Fire Pete's machine hanging on the edge there.
It was rapid firing off the wall. That's what it was doing. Nonetheless, these guys get to spread out, sort of minding their own P's and Q's. So far, 0.3 of a second is the gap that separates Bailey and Carnation. They're in the front. It's almost like these guys are matching each other step for step. And here comes Bailey underneath Carnation. Oh boy.
I'm not exactly sure what happened there, Alan.
Well, you know, here's the thing. Stan Carnation, he might have been like, you know what? It's not worth racing him. You know, Bailey's obviously got the faster car. And so I think Carnation just grabs the wall there coming off turn 2. But wisely takes a step back. Maybe feels like he could learn a little bit from Bailey.
Bailey still running that memorial to his grandfather, I do believe.
I believe he's going to run that all season long.
Back looking to see who else we have battling here. Kyle Diaz is going to go, looked like he was going to be able to go down to the inside there of Kane Lee. Kane Lee was strong early, but has faded late here.
Yeah, Kyle Diaz running that vet track. Number 26. You'll be able to see that car and the other 2 cars with that team tomorrow night with when John Leach and Shane Cochran bring you all the action from Icon. Not to take anything away from the ECR here, but here comes Kyle Diaz putting the muscle to the 48 car, Kane Lee, and they're going to drag race down the front straightaway.
They are definitely doing that. Kane Lee able to glide up behind Kyle Diaz, going to stay with him. But he's got a pack of 4 closing in on him as well. Andrew Chapman leading that bunch.
Gotta love it. Gotta love these guys racing hard, minding their business, going to work when they need to. Here comes Adam Boughton. He's about to put another pass up. Oh, he's quite to get around the Dr. Pepper machine.
I just
And
saw
that's
how
last
many,
week's winner.
I'll say how many spots that Dr. Pepper machine has come through the field, up 13 spots now, that 53 Toyota.
Wait, is that Batman on the side of the car?
Batman.
Andrew Chapman already coming down pit lane.
Yeah, he's gonna get the Dr. Feelgood. The Batman car. Okay, that's my favorite pace game right now. another show that still holds water. You know, not taking anything away from the race. But I mean, just seeing that Batman car takes you back to the old Bill Elliott car, whenever he ran the Batman scheme.
Through the field. Like Andrew Chapman and Rob Mooney are the only drivers who have hit pit lane.
Okay, get off sequence. Get off sequence. Come back. You know, let everybody go ahead and do what they do, and then by the time you're ready to come back down, well, they've already did their pit stop, and you're off sequence.
I definitely have to try something different to get that track position. You see what it does for the drivers that are able to get out front. You don't have to overdrive your equipment to get there. You just kind of maintain, and then you have something left for the end of these runs.
So if you're Tristan Bailey, you're pretty much playing defense right now. So if you're second on back to the rest of the field, you're pretty much on offense.
Through the field. Dane Lee's faded back now to 8th. Burdick up 7 spots, running P7 now.
Yeah, the William Burdick in that number 51 car. He's up 7 spots inside the top 10. And so far, his best lap of the race was 28.96. Last lap by was a 29.95. So his best lap was in the high 20s, and his last lap was almost a 30-second lap. So I mean, you're really gonna start to wonder, like, when does the tires start to fall off here tonight?
Well, Andrew Chapman pitted on lap 35. And his last lap was a 29 flat. The leader, Tristan Bailey, just ran a 29.94. So I'd assume that everybody's going to want to try and make this, you know, probably what they can.
Oh,
make
here
it
we go.
A couple more laps, they'll be able to make it a 2-stop race.
Whenever we try to figure out their field mileage, they end up making us look like fools.
Yeah, but I'm used to it. That's why I'm up here.
You know, it's funny because when we figure out, you know, their field mileage, try to. You know, we make the joke that I'm doing St. Louis math. I was at Hobby Lobby today, and I tried explaining girl math to a lady. Mike, ask your wife what girl math is.
She probably wouldn't tell me.
No, she won't. But right now, the only person not doing girl math on the racetrack is Tristan Bailey. Dan Cardenas falling all the way back to 4th and in danger, dropping out of the top 5.
40 machine of Doug Denise in the pits.
Aaron Miller catching up to that number 24 machine. Slowly but surely, inch by inch. And when he gets there, he's going to bring Kyle Diaz with him. Aaron gets a little bit loose. Looks like they have who's in a white and blue car? That is that 41 car. Or that 47 car, Sam Boutwell. Dan Carnation wisely goes into the pit. He says, I've had enough, I want new tires.
Car Nathan in, Jeff Dillon in. Boutwell still out on the track. Hasn't come down pit lane, but I believe that 47 machine has a little damage to that right side. So when he does come in, he's probably going to spend a little extra time on pit lane. Bailey working around some lap traffic there.
Yeah, Tristan Bailey. You know what Tristan Bailey does best? And there's that double apex that I was talking about earlier in the race. As Tristan Bailey just executes these corners ever so perfectly, and that's why he's almost 2.5 seconds out in front of John Osborne.
Aaron Miller coming down, Dwayne Furtick, Kane Lee, Michael Carter, all coming down. Bailey still staying out, Osborne staying out, Burden coming in. Bollinger coming in as well.
You know, and here comes Christian Bailey now, lap 50 now. He might try to make his next stop at lap 100 and then do another, like do a 36 lap run to the end. But at that point, you're on 2 stops, and then you can know, once you get to lap 100, then you know you can make it that 36 lap.
As Osborne's working around cars that have fresh tires, so he is playing a little defense, trying to avoid everybody as he's going to slow down and head down pit lane. I'll turn the lead over to Boughton here as he is trying to try and get down in front of Burden, and he does just that, and he will head to pit lane. So if everything stays the same, Andrew Chapman hitting on lap 35 is going to come and take the lead here, but he's got 15 lap older tires than everybody who just came down pit lane.
Yeah, I don't know if pitting off cycle was the move to make. It looks like he has a little bit of right side damage on that number 25 car. It looks like he's got a little bit of right side damage bagging the wall. You can't really get a good view of it. I mean, maybe it's just the paint scheme. I don't know. It looks like that right front seat's a little crinkled in and a little bit out of shape there in the front nose piece.
Maybe a little bit.
I mean, he did try to rapid fire it off the wall. Rapid fire.
Oh, just like that?
Oh, yeah. Guys, you cannot knock down the wall. Concrete's not going there.
Well, if these guys have all made their pit stops, we're going to step aside here. We'll go side by side. You won't miss anything. We'll be back right after this. right, welcome back, everybody. Like I said, you didn't miss anything. Couple passes on track after making pit stops as Tristan Bailey is back to the front once again. Stan Carnathan, Tyler Burton, all able to get by Andrew Chapman.
Yeah, you know, it seems like Andrew Chapman started out strong, and now he's just bleeding positions in that number 25 car. Dan Carnathan goes up to the second position. But here comes Tristan Bailey doing Tristan Bailey type things, and that's being out front. That's exactly where he's been. It's been all Bailey and Stan Carnathan. Tyler Burton's last year's pole sitter is running in a distant third, about 3.2 seconds out from these two, and just, you know, trying to make that strategy work for him.
Yeah, everybody's trying to figure out what to do here, especially the way the race is running and the amount of positions a few drivers have lost by overrunning their tires early on in the run. Kane Lee was running up towards the front, but it looked like he used up his tires a little bit too fast early. He pitted on lap 48, got some fresh tires, and now he is currently running in P10. Driver just in front of him, Colin Bollinger, started at the back of the pack, has been slowly and methodically working his way up through the field, and has been running really consistent lap times. His best lap was a 28.95. His last lap was a 29.08.
Yeah, don't count him out. Aaron Miller having a pretty good run here tonight as well. Inside that top 10 where he's been all night. Andrew Chapman just hanging on to the top 5. Here comes Aaron Miller to the inside. He's going to make the pass. Andrew Chapman going to slip outside the top 5 for the first time tonight.
Yeah, and he has Dwayne Furtick going down to the inside, going to try and make a pass as they come down the front stretch.
Kyle Diaz is on his tail also. He's got a whole gaggle of cars, and there's got to be something wrong with that 25 machine. It looks like it's maybe getting tied on exit because he's having a hard time keeping it off the wall.
Yeah, those older tires are definitely hurting him. Last lap was a 30.52, so he is definitely going the wrong direction. Looks like Rob Mooney, Gary Nash, and Kent Mueller all coming in pit lane.
And right now, Andrew Chapman, if Kane Lee gets by him, he'll be barely hanging on to the top 10. Kane Lee gets by Andrew Chapman. Andrew Chapman, just like the old Chevy commercial, dropping like a rock. And now he's falling out of the top 10. Nonetheless, Tristan Bailey trying to put a second between himself and Stan Carnathan. And there's Tyler Bird just inside your frame.
And he's got quite a little bit of a gap there. He's going to have to make up almost 3 seconds to the leader. I was looking back just outside the top 10 at Ryan McCall in that 90 Chevy. He's up 10 spots, running fairly well all by himself right now. No pressure in front, no lap cars to deal with, just him and the track. And he's running really consistent lap times of 29.53 last time by. So we'll see what he can do if he's going to maintain that pace. Pitted on lap 47. So,
well, developing story here, Andrew Chapman on pit road. And now he is falling a lap down. We're going to
he
follow
didn't
that
even. It doesn't look like he even made it. Maybe he's planning on pitting one more time than everybody else, but we're going to lose a bunch of time on pit lane as the pit lane time for almost every driver is 51.5 seconds or thereabouts. So you'll lose a bunch of time to the drivers out on track.
Look at Dwayne Furtick, though. He's getting ready to battle Aaron Miller for a top 5 spot. Dwayne Furtick, almost breaking the top 5 there. Whoa, we got a car off the stage.
Looks like Pete Walsh. Pete Walsh was a lap down trying to stay out of the way, and it looked like he got into that outside wall, came down across in front of Kyle Diaz, wound up slowing down Diaz and Bollinger. A little gap between themselves and Dwayne Furtick, but they're starting to close in again as they got those cars back underway here. Aaron Miller almost up against that outside wall.
Yeah, here comes Dwayne Furtick getting ready to make the move. You know, and here at Darlington, and Kyle Diaz is right behind him. Here at Darlington, you're making that move in a couple laps ahead. So you're almost setting them up to, you're almost setting them up to pass them a couple laps later than just driving right by them. You're almost working them, setting them up, trying to force a mistake.
Yeah. And looking at the top, basically the top 4 drivers, they're all in the Aeon's Motorsports or Motor Club. So teammates are definitely talking and telling them what's working and what's not.
Right now, Tyler Birdie, last year's pole sitter, is now up in that second spot. He is trying to run down Christian Bailey, but when you're in that second position, you got the best of both worlds. You're playing offense and defense. You're defending from Stan Carnathan, and then you're trying to catch and run down Christian Bailey.
Yeah, he's got to find something that he can do better than Bailey is doing, because right now Bailey is almost running away with the race. He's got over a 3.5 second lead from Tyler Burton, but they're running almost identical lap times. That time there, it looks like Burton was able to get about a 1/10 of a second is all.
Well, I mean, we're at lap 79, so 78 laps in the history books. And, I mean, Tyler Burton still has a long way to go, but anything could change this race. We could get a caution at any time.
As John Osborne goes down to the inside, makes a pass on Carnathan. Gonna get that 81 Chevy up towards the front here. Looks like Carnathan might be just slightly off the pace as he's losing a couple tenths a lap. For the drivers around him, he is over that 30-second mark per lap here.
John Osborne finds himself in a peculiar spot right there in that third position.
Diet Dr. Pepper Toyota of Colin Bollinger is running on rails once again this week as he is up 17 spots after starting at the back of the field. Going to go down to the inside, try to make the pass on Aaron Miller as they're coming down the backstretch. See if he can get that nose down on the inside line, and he will do just that. See if he has enough momentum. Ooh, Miller into that outside wall, going to ride it a couple bounces.
It's like tennis, you get 2 bounces, right?
Yeah. Double bounce. It's all right. Verdict goes to the inside of Diaz. Oh, that's not Diaz. Same color, though.
Almost. Here comes the number 53. Send up the bat signal because Colin Bollinger goes around Dwayne Frederick and gets that 6th position. Knocking on the top 5. Out 19th spots is Colin Bollinger.
Now, this league does give a bonus point for the hard charger, but the only issue is you have to qualify, so Bollinger is not eligible for that, so he will not get a bonus point for that. So Ryan McCall in the 90 Chevy, I believe he put down a qualifying lap, so he is up 10 spots right now, running in that hard charger position here.
Well, you know, it's funny because last year there's another guy he ran in this league that didn't qualify, and he ended up winning a bunch of races, and that was Travis Gilbert. And, well, guess what? It looks like Colin Bollinger is on the same strategy.
Now, right now, somebody's going to have to do something a little bit different if they're going to want to catch Tristan Bailey. Bailey is out to almost a 4-second lead right now.
"86 laps in the book of Tristan Bailey doing Tristan Bailey things." It looks like Kent Mueller and 17 South, or Gary Nash, have had their fun meter spec for the night. As they were still on pit road.
It looks like Rob Mooney came back out, going to make a few laps with the damaged ride. Aaron Spear Boutwell also down a few laps. Chapman's down laps because he came down pit lane, but he's still moving fairly quickly around the track. Ooh. Rob Mooney got hard into that outside wall as Chapman was trying to go by.
Aaron Chapman trying to make the best out of a bad situation. Adam Boughton is the next car to go out down to Tristan Bailey.
Bailey has that 9 Chevy on rails, trying to make his way around the track. Hasn't stepped out of line at all tonight.
So it's funny you say that, Mike, because Adam Boughton has not seen Victory Lane since February 1st. So it's been a month since Adam Boughton has seen a checkered flag. So if my math is correct, we got pit stops in 9 or 10 laps.
Yeah, I imagine everybody's going to come down pretty quickly here. We'll have a short stint to the finish. And that gap is just getting bigger. It is now 5.5 seconds from Tristan Bailey to Tyler Burton.
It's almost absurd.
Bollinger coming in, Miller coming in. So it is time for pit stops to happen. Sauce looked like that was going to be Sam Boutwell into the wall. Osborne going by.
I think Tristan Bailey is going to stretch it out another until lap 100. Because he ran 50 laps. He came in on lap 50 last time. So he knows he can go 50 laps on fuel.
Yeah, definitely can. On board with Osborne here as he comes through 1 and 2 down the backstretch. When you were talking about shifting, and it looked like he shifted down before he went into 3 and 4 to try and get a little more control of that car.
Yeah, so there's this one way. Oh, we got. Sorry to interrupt you there. Dan Carnathan, our pulser, is showing crashed on live timing.
I'm not sure what happened there. Let's see if we can go back and take a look real quick. He's down pit lane right now, but let's see what happened here to. No, he just stopped. Stopped and backed up. Okay.
Well, that's good. At least nothing happened to him.
Pit stops are underway, though. Kyle Diaz, Cogswell, Nathan in again, Ludi, Christopher Roth, Pete Walsh, Kane Lee, Justin Hendry all in. Verdict just came down.
4 laps, and it should be Bailey. Tyler Burden's still not on pit road yet. He came down lap 49 last time, so he might try to stretch it out and match Bailey's pit strategy.
He's gonna. If I'm Tyler or John Osborne there, I kind of want to come down at least a lap before Bailey.
The last time
maybe get a little bit of track position.
That's what they. So that John Osborne came down the lap after Bailey, and Burden came down the lap before Bailey did.
You don't want to come down on the same lap as Bailey because it's not going to help you at all. I mean, he has a 7-second lead now.
And Aaron Miller is going to be the next car to go lap down to Christian Bailey. Christian Bailey picking him up, putting him down. Now with the history service right, Tyler Burden should be coming down pit road this time by.
Down the backstretch. And you are correct. Osborne's staying out, though.
Osborne might be coming in at 101. And I would suspect that Bailey's going to come down this time by. Here he goes. Lap 100.
Yeah, that was a smart move. Pulled down to the inside. Let Dwayne Furtick go by on the high side so he can have an unabated line to pit lane as he is in. We'll see if John Osborne stays out like he did last time, and he does just that. The nice thing about Osborne doing this is he does get that bonus point for leading a lap. So
there he goes. Second and first, same as first. Take it nice and easy. Don't lock them up. Do like you did before, and you'll be all right.
Adam Boughton was going to come down pit lane, but he is not. He's still out on track. Came down on lap 51. He's going to come down this time. Looked like maybe he came in a little hot last time, missed pit lane. So looking back at our leaders, Kristen Bailey is out, and he is going to lead this race. Andrew Chapman is almost 3 seconds back. Kyle Diaz, 5.5. Tyler Burden is 6 back.
Nothing like hitting the abort button coming down the pit road.
Yeah. And we'll see if Tyler Burton can get that 06 machine rolling. He did make up a little bit of time by pitting early. The gap was over 7 seconds when he came down pit lane. It is now under 6, so we'll see if he can close it. But he will have to do it in a hurry as Tristan Bailey is back on track, and he is up to speed. Last lap was a 29.15. The Burton's 29.17.
Now guess who's back in second? Andrew Chapman is in second position right now. 5 seconds behind Tristan Bailey. Now, mind you, if that holds true, so Tristan Bailey, or Andrew Chapman came down 15 laps earlier than the rest of the field. As Andrew Chapman goes, flex the wall. And here comes the field.
I was going to say, Andrew Chapman, if he was able to save his tires, is on a decent strategy to make it close to the end. I don't know that he'd make it to the end, but it'd be pretty close. But the rest of the field just drove right by him there, as Kyle Diaz is now up into second, a little over 5.5 seconds behind Tristan Bailey. Tyler Burton trying to close that gap. It is closing, but it is not very fast here.
Kyle Diaz, we have 30 laps left to go. 31 laps to go. Everybody can make it from here on out. But here we go. The stands, so you're Kyle Diaz and Tyler Burton. The stands of the hourglass are running out in a hurry.
It looks like Dwayne Furtick trying to get by Chapman here. Osborne was by, Miller was by as well. Colin Bollinger trying to make another bid for a podium here, up 21 spots in that 53 Toyota. Tyler Burton hanging on to third.
Theoretically, Colin would be the hard charger, but that doesn't matter because he's still serving that penalty. Andrew Chapman back on pit road.
It has one more week of that, which it's at Motegi, so similar track.
The flat version of Darlington.
Verdict going by Miller as Miller's into the wall.
And then other news, John Cena's going to one more WrestleMania to get like his 100th title shot.
Take it, he won.
Defeating Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre in the Elimination Chamber.
Coming out of pit lane, right behind Bailey. Bailey just put down the fastest lap of the race with a 28.71. Ooh, Chapman gets loose, goes down to the inside wall.
No caution. That's gonna be
No caution, because he stopped on track.
Whoa! And that might be a penalty next week. Mike, I don't normally like to call drivers out, but why on God's green earth would you stop in the middle of the racing line?
Well, why would you go from the apron up to the track and then stop? But it is, I don't know. Take a look here, see what happens.
Looks like he just gets a little loose, screams off the inside wall, takes a flag for life. And yeah, That could have been very devastating to Tyler Burden. Tyler Burden will not be happy with Andrew Chapman. And I'm sure Andrew Chapman will have a lot of explaining to do.
Well, I'd assume everybody's going to come down and get that fresh set of tires.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you'd almost have to.
Yeah, it looked like he bounced off the wall and was headed up the track, but definitely Tyler Burden was lucky that Chapman moved at least a little bit there. That could have been a disaster for that 06 machine.
I still think that could have been very, very bad for Tyler Burden.
Well, the driver who didn't want to see it is the driver of the 9.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. And now we got 24 laps to go. We're going to come back here with a little over 19 laps to go. And, well, this is how it ends.
Race off the pit lane. Bailey, Burden, Diaz, Bollinger are the top 4.
And Tristan Bailey lost all of that real estate.
Well, and look at all of the cars trying to get that wave around.
I mean, so had Tyler Burden not seen Andrew Chapman sitting there, that could have been near fatal for his championship hope.
Bradley Rivers is down on the bottom trying to slow down here. Pace car is in. Bailey, Burden. 22 laps for a shootout here at Darlington.
Well, as our
Bailey-
good friend Dave Riegel says, we're going to get cranked up to crazy.
Bailey is down and away, and Colin Bollinger is going to take that high line. He's going to go from 4th to 2nd in a hurry. Tyler Burden going to try and hang on here for P3 as they are battling hot and heavy. Kyle Diaz looks like he was going to split it, make it 3 wide in the middle.
Oh, and he's still thinking about it. He's still thinking about it. 22 laps to go here. Tyler Burden and Kyle Diaz is drag racing, and Colin Bollinger just runs the textbook race to get himself in this position. They're still side by side.
Neither car's given an inch here. Bollinger
Oh!
off the wall. Luckily, Tyler Burden had fallen
comes
in
Kyle
line.
Diaz.
Kyle Diaz down on the bottom. And the driver who's loving this, the driver who is absolutely giddy with excitement is Tristan Bailey as he is driving away. A 28.66 fastest lap of the race and over a second lead.
Oh, we got a
And
caution.
now we have a caution. Back in the field, Justin Hendry. And it looks like Michael Carter. See what happened here. Oh, bounced off the wall.
Here's Michael Carter. Hook's team. You might need to get a chiropractor.
On board with Adam Boughton. Watch how close this is.
Oh, he does one, does two, and he's through.
So apparently that wasn't good enough for some racing action here. But we will stack them up once again. And be down to 16 laps to go, I believe, when we take that green flag.
Well, right now, Colin, outside of Tristan Bailey, Colin Bollinger has had the best car of the night. I mean, he's coming up through the field.
Yeah, he definitely has had the car to do that. They are getting stacked up here.
Yeah, two
Well,
by
that's
two.
interesting. Bailey taking the inside lane.
Maybe the inside lane might be the better lane.
Yeah, definitely not going to question Tristan Bailey with all the calls that he has made tonight. He has been on the right side so far. Pace car's going to make that left-hand turn. Bailey with the button as they come out of turn number 4. Hit the restart zone, and he is down and away. Tyler Burton staying right with him, going to try and get to the inside of Bollinger and stay on up in second, and he will do just that this time by.
This is Burton's best chance to get up there and try to contest Christian Bailey with 16 laps to go. We got major trouble. 2 cars around. Aaron Miller and an 84 car of Jonathan Cogswell goes around, and we are under caution.
Nope.
Once again, nope,
No.
we're going to stay green.
Hill green.
We're going to stay green. Oh, boy. There's more action in a Waffle House at 3 a.m. going on right now. Tyler Burton. The sands of the hourglass are running out. I think Colin Bollinger's looking for a 2-for-1 special.
Yeah, they're trying everything they can. This is their best chance. They aren't racing each other side by side like they were last time. They're able to get single filed out, and that is going to give them the best chance to get it. As it looks like Stan Carnathan got out of line. John Osborne also trying to get by. And Tristan Bailey just laid down the gauntlet once again. A 28.54, fastest lap of the race for that number 9 Chevy, as he is looking for victory lane here.
Thirteen laps to go. 13 laps to go for Tristan Bailey. But here comes Tyler Burton closing in ever so slightly, inch by inch.
Yeah, Tyler Burton just answered back with a 28.50. And it looks like Colin Bollinger is slowly losing time here as he is fallen back into Kyle Diaz. We'll see if Diaz is going to try and get up here and be able to get a podium finish for that 26 Ford here. And he does move to the inside, going to get by Bollinger as Bollinger checked that outside wall. Bailey and Burton.
11 laps to go.
Trying to
There's the
hang
interval
on here.
There's the eyeball test. Ten laps to go. You know, normally I wouldn't say the standard hourglass are running out for Tyler Burton, but there he is. He's right there. We're going to set ourselves up for a finish. Aaron Miller going to come into play here. How does Christian Bailey play this one out?
Aaron Miller hard into that outside wall, going to hold the wheel right up against it, going to let these guys go by. Slides down in front of Kyle Diaz, is going to go down to the bottom and stay out of the way. Let these guys race for the podium spots. Bailey Burton, 9 laps to go.
He's right there.
They're matching lap times.
Whoa.
Little
Eight
little
laps
bobble.
to go.
And Burton is
the opening.
there.
That's the opening that Burton needs.
Driving down the front stretch, 7 to go. Trying to get that 06 machine to corner, and looks like he's a little bit better there coming off of turn number 2, headed down the backstretch, see if he's going to pull down to the inside and get by. Looks like he had to back off the throttle just a little bit there.
He's plotting his moment. He's waiting like a lion in waiting, stalking his prey. We're getting ready to come get 5 phalanges.
It looks like he's trying to just set up the run, see where he's a little bit faster. He doesn't want to give Bailey a chance to try and battle back, so he's just going to hang on here, try and make the move when there's just a couple laps to go. Kyle Diaz, though, is reeling them in as well.
And Kyle Diaz is right there. All drivers within a half second.
Closing in top 3. Back through the field a little bit. There's a gang of cars back here as well. Osborne, Kane Lee, Dan Carnathan, Doug Denise, Adam Boughton, all back here battling it as well. Back up front, it is just a half a second between the top 3 drivers. 3 laps to go. And it looks like Bailey is starting to pull away just a little bit here.
I think Tyler Burton's got one more shot at it.
Two to go. 0.4 of a second separate the top 2 now.
Now the things the hourglass are running out.
Burton has to hope for a mistake from Bailey. Bailey just barely brushes that outside wall. White flag in the air.
Christian Bailey's been lights out all night long. Started on the outside pole. And here he comes down to going back straight away one more time into turn 3 and 4.
I'm going to add a turn number 4. Tristan Bailey is going to win the Southern Alliance 185 at Darlington. Tyler Burton second. Kyle Diaz up for third. Colin Bollinger winds up fourth. Dwayne Furtick with the top 5.
What a good run for Tyler Burton. He had to make that move, but he just couldn't pull it off. He was right there all night long. Colin Bollinger would be the hard charger. Only in your hearts, though. But Ryan McCall up 13 spots.
Rapid Fire Pizza Machine in victory lane for another first-time winner this season, Tristan Bailey.
Driver out of Carrier, Mississippi, and well, we've seen him in leagues such as ISNF that we've covered here on SRM Media. So, congratulations to Christian Bailey as he parks that Rapid Fire Pizza number 9 in victory lane.
Well, as he burns it down, let's see if we can get some in the booth.
Of course we can. We're the booth.
All right, we'll get you Kyle Diaz.
Kyle, a hard-fought battle, but coming up just a couple spots short here. Nonetheless, bringing home in P3. Take us through that race and what more you needed out of the race car to maybe finish 2 spots better.
Yeah, overall a good night tonight. Glad to be finishing on the podium here. But I just needed a little bit more in the beginning of the race. I just took too long to get to the front in the beginning and paid the price in the end. I didn't really have the track position to make that last little run toward the front.
Yeah, difference a year makes. You know, last year, Tay McDonald takes the win here in this race. Did you reach out to Tay and Gilbert and say, hey, how do I get around this place?
Yeah, I talked with Tay, Travis, all those guys to give me tips. Tonight I didn't really get a specific setup from them, but I remember we used a certain steering pinion, and that's what I used tonight. So it's always good having teammates, and just really proud of the effort that GWR, Chris, Rob, and Jonathan, they put on the team. It's just really good time here.
Well, hey, man, before we get you out of here, is there anybody you'd like to think that helped you get it done on that number 26 ride?
Yeah, the GWR team, of course, the R4F team. It's just really appreciative to be on a team as good as this, and hopefully I can get a few more podium finishes here after unfortunately lagging out last week in the Atlanta race. I believe that was. But,
Well, all right. Go ahead, the floor's still yours.
But overall, a good night tonight, and just hoping to keep on this streak and good podium finishes and continuing to have good runs throughout the year.
All right, man. Well, once again, congratulations on that 3rd place finish, and go celebrate it with your team, and we'll see you next Saturday.
All right, appreciate you guys.
All right, that was our third place finisher, Kyle Diaz. Let's see if we can get Tyler in the booth. Tyler, man, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
It's going, man.
Well, you got the caution that you kind of needed to bring Tristan back to you a little bit. Anything you could have done a little bit different, maybe wind up one position better?
I don't think anybody needed that caution because I really didn't want it. I almost got screwed yet again by some stuff and needed some evasive maneuvers right there because I didn't see Chapman right at that very moment. I was looking to my right because me and the 53 were side by side, and I'm looking. All of a sudden, I look back straight ahead, and there's a car parked, and I nearly missed him and yelled out the window, "You can't park there!" And yeah, it was almost bad. But yeah, I don't think anybody wanted that caution. Me and Chapman just were talking about it. We did not want that caution whatsoever.
Yeah.
As far as what I could do to get to him, listen, the last couple weeks with the way that things have happened, you know, getting the speeding penalty because I got shoved by a car 13 laps down at Atlanta when I feel like I had a good shot at that one. That one stung, and then wrecking at Homestead. I just wanted to finish. I just wanted a good finish. That's all I wanted. So I really didn't want to fight Tristan at all, especially here with it being so hard to pass, and I knew he was going to fight me.
Yeah, definitely. Not the start to the season you wanted, but you're able to get on the podium here, bring home a P2, maybe turn your season around and battle for that championship. Anybody you want to thank before we get you out of here, Tyler?
Yeah, I want to thank my sponsors for this year. We got a few that are climbing aboard, mainly doing things with community, with neurodivergence, because I have ADHD, and so I fit in this class of neurodivergence. You can find Dr. Dutch on TikTok. Me and him have become good friends, and he owns his own 501c3, and he's let me put the Humanities 101 on the car, with this really bright, annoyingly pink car, and I've made all the fire suits pink. You know, all the Eon guys. Who else do I got? I'm blanking out because I'm so exhausted right now. Definitely hit up the Google's machine and look up Humanities 101. You can look up Dr. Dutch. He also on TikTok has an account, Humanities 101, and talks all about inclusion for people with autism, ADHD, just neurodivergence in general. And because when things are designed for everyone, it actually makes life a lot better for everyone.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats once again on your P2 finish, and we'll see what you can do at Motegi next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Well, Mike, there's only one interview left, and that would be a race winner, Tristan Bailey, out of Carrier, Mississippi. Tristan, how's it going, man? Long time no chat.
What's up?
Hey, you're what's up right now. Bringing home that the victory here at Darlington, and you know, I was telling Mike, I said I've seen him in another league, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I assumed you went double duty tonight.
Nah, I got too much going on during the day, Saturday, so I don't run that league anymore.
Well, nonetheless, what a show you put on here, winning the you know, this is like the second time that this series has come to this racetrack, and you put on a show here tonight, and boy, I saw it for the life of me. Tyler Burton was going to make a run at you.
No, I was trying to keep him off me. I know he was not shifting. It seemed like he wasn't shifting in turns 1 and 2, which I was, which seemed to help the tires a good bit more.
Yeah, and, at one point you're out to almost a 7-second lead. Take us through that and what dedication that takes to get out to that, to lead that sizable and then have it all taken away to a couple cautions.
Man, I was like, man, I really don't need a caution because I've pulled this out so far, which I was really surprised about tires in that last pit stop before the caution came out. I had 83% still on my right front. The run before that, I was down like 73, so I mean, it was a good percentage difference there. So I was like, well, you know what? That's just how I need to run this run. But I came out and said, you know what? Let's see if I can put down a fast lap. I put down that lap, and then I started cruising after that. And then the caution came out. I was like, well, this is gonna be interesting. And then restart. I tried letting Tyler have the bottom there, and I had the top. And I seen how far I got away. I was like, man, this is perfect. I can ride here because they're gonna battle. I just don't need another caution come out, and another caution came out.
Well, hey man, before we get you out of here, is there anybody you'd like to think that helps you get it done here on this nine machine?
Just all my teammates, they was good. They kind of helped. Everybody helped each other in practice there, and give a shout out to Doug for making this paint. I know I ran it last week. I didn't have enough time to change it this week, but I guess it's a good thing I didn't change it. And rest in peace, my grandfather, and just league and y'all broadcasting. Thank y'all.
All right. Well, that was the voice of Tristan Bailey. Tristan, once again, congratulations on the win here tonight, and we'll see you next Saturday.
Thank you.
Well, Mike, this is about going to wrap it up here from Darlington. As the interviews have been done, the race has been ran. Tristan Bailey comes out on top. But before we go, let's go over that finishing order one last time.
Bring up the finishing order. Tristan Bailey, Tyler Burton, Kyle Diaz are the top three. Kyle Bollinger with a top 4. Dwayne Furtick rounds out that top 5. John Osborne, Kane Lee, Ryan McCall is a hard charger tonight. Adam Boughton and Doug Denise round out the top 10. Dan Carnathan, Christopher Roth, Anthony Ludi, Michael Carter, Jonathan Cogswell, the top 15. Bradley Rivers, Pete Walsh, Aaron Miller, the top 18. 19th is going to be Sam Batwell. Aaron Spear rounds out the top 20. 21st through 25th is going to be Rob Mooney, Justin Hendry, Andrew Chapman, Jeff Dillon, Gary Nash. Kent Mueller is the last driver to take laps. Robert Roth and Marshall Harris did not participate tonight.
No participation trophies for Marshall Harris or Robert Roth. Kent Mueller wins the race at the beer stand, though.
Yeah, it is Darlington. It is a little rough, but they're going to pack it up and they're going to head to Motegi next week, which is similar style of track, a little flatter, but still that egg-shaped type. So we'll see what they can do there. These guys put on a heck of a show here at Darlington. But with that being said, Alan, let's go ahead and wrap this up. From all of the drivers of the ECR NextGen League and all of us here at Sim Racing Media, I want to wish you guys a good night, and we'll see you next time.